There is still Verno in the back of sight. Do they clear this? No, they don't. There's one. There's a second. Gets the third. Oh my goodness. Verno goes explosive and locks down the A site. Version 1 are ruined.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're gonna get right into this. I mean, no one is slowing down right now. Redux is literally all the way up into kitchen. He takes Effie's out of the equation. The plant's already coming through. Bit of an unconventional push, pushing underneath the tube in order to plant for mid. I like it. FLICKBAITERS pulling out something very, very new, unusual, but fresh, and looks like they're going to be holding from that mid position. This is not something that we see very often, maybe once in a blue moon, but the retake is going to come in strong. Whippy's already got a frag, and so many trades, and a wall even coming through from Zellsis. This could be a big issue, because it's going to go right through, and there's a big line. They have to try and get past this little gap, but they can't actually do it.
EX-FLICKBAITERS are not out of this just yet. This is going to be a quicker start, and Zellsis is just going straight for that orb. Battle Sage coming through, looking for some shots. Verdi already low, uses their heal on their friend and will fall because of it. Zellsis with the headshot across, and that's the opener you need. The doppelgangers will trade frags, but version 1 looking good.
My ult's not ready.
Tap, tap. Slowing it down. No guns to work with, so they just have to try and find something. But Zellsis to get the entry into this round, number 2. 2 off the board already for FLICKBAITERS, and they're just really looking for something to be had out of this one. There shouldn't be very much done. At least not a win. This isn't exactly Bind that we've seen in our previous matchup, Dark Zero against Energy. So they're just talking things out, probably looking for something to be done in the upcoming round. There's, of course, machine guns on the enemy team. There's not much to say against that. Effie's has got a free kill unnerved. And they're just looking for ult points, if anything, and I'm pretty sure Zellsis has already claimed the orb in this position. So closer to the res, it would be lovely for them to maybe farm some eco orbs, but I don't think FLICKBAITERS are going to get very many picks. Verno's already half HP. Get the Sage up there, get her killing, and that's exactly what you want. Get so many different ult orbs.
But I need to see something quick out of this FLICKBAITERS squad. They need to do something as a team, and they need to do something with some speed, because version 1, they're a team you don't want to mess with, especially when they're together, and especially when they have time on their side. Zander, there's an angle. Rustin down to 26 health, down to 8 health. Oh my goodness. Sneeze on him and he dies. It's such a close scenario. There's the peek from Zellsis, trying to pick your angles. There's one from Rustin, trying to find the second. Zellsis will fall. Rustin actually takes out Zellsis and not Zander. That was a shocker even for me. Still low though, and yeah, Penny's gonna end up taking him out. There's no way he can stay alive. Up goes that Lear, and there he goes. The retake's here for version 1.
That's a lot of health gain back though, but instantly removed by Verno. Nice headshot. And it's still a post plan, 2-on-2. Less weapons for version 1 as Whippy just has his Headhunter out, but it looks like he's on the good position. Gets one headshot and Verno takes out his teammate, so no one on the defuse yet. Another tap, another pressure, and it's so clean from Whippy. He gets both heads.
Stopper, speaking of blast packs, in they go. Looking to get a lot of this B control, and in comes the push, but Effie's does not care. Redux is sent to the grave as quickly as they enter into the kitchen, and that is such a sick play coming through. Zander with a kill just the same, and this is such a difficult scenario. Reston takes out both Lears, shock darts coming through, and he actually does get a kill as Effie's will fall. This is not an awful situation for the FLICKBAITERS, who are looking to get more. Verno does just that as Whippy will fall. The Sage Wall still in front of that spike, and Reston's above. Oh no, the flank. Looking for one, doesn't get it. Oh no! Reston falls! It's down to just Verno. 1 versus 3. Can't even find one. The Sage Wall's up. This round is over. The snake bite to boot. Penny will send Verno away.
Yeah, it's enough said. It's the one little mistake. This time Zellsis, no mistake made. He's got a headshot into Redux to have a really nice opening, hiding in that wrap position in front of the Viper wall even. That's some crazy stuff. Is able to get out of dodge unscathed completely. Nerfed, holding down a flank that it just is not coming. Redux will get rezzed as the ultimate is used by Verdi, so you will see the Sage ult be used, the first one by the way, used by the attackers. Well, Zellsis really hasn't had to use theirs. And this is such a good scenario for version 1, who are continually building up these ultimates. Yeah, there's only one available, but they're using them with efficacy, and you love to see, like I said, the team cohesion coming through. The FLICKBAITERS on the attack have a little bit of a weaker push as a
team. A lot of utility all thrown into one position of which nobody resides. Up goes that Sage wall. Shots will not come through, so you will see this plant come through. Nice shots coming through. The Hunter's Fury finds one. Will not find any more shots and won't even get a kill, but the damage is done, and the retake has to come through for version 1 yet again.
Doable. Drone coming through, sees one. So they have the information that the sniper is back towards his long position. The wall is going to do a heck of a lot right now, but Redux has the rocket. It's maybe no kill. Penny, though, he gets a frag on the defense. This is looking very dangerous for FLICKBAITERS. Worked all the way up right next to this Viper wall. And there's so much damage being done. There's at least one kill, but Penny is out of the ultimate, but he's still getting the frags. But it's FLICKBAITERS with the majority of the mats played 67 times over the 30 of version 1, and their win rate is not even close to as tight as them. Good tags. Zellsis gets one pick, and then he instantly gets traded. So he was playing for that one-on-one, and he ends up getting exactly what he wished for. The FLICKBAITERS need to continue this momentum if they want to at least have a chance in the second half, because this is both teams' weaker half. It's FLICKBAITERS' weak half on their attack, Version's 1 weak half on their defense. So given how good they've been looking, if they're going to get even better when version 1 gets on their attack, this is going to be scary.
Whippy gets timinged. In comes the showstopper. It will hit, but onto Xander behind Whippy. So 2 players are still here. Whippy even with 2 frags. Effie with 1 as well. And Penny to clean it out. Version 1 come through with a 9-3 split.
This is going to be very, very tough for FLICKBAITERS. Straight up, version 1 are going to full send it into A. No... Can't say the word on stream. It's fine. Redux is all the way up right now. He is very wise to get out of there alive. Not much time for him to work with his... Version 1 want to just straight on barrel through this wall.
Unfortunately, it's a waste of that blast pack as well early on, and that's the issue you're going to continue to run into. But Redux does not care. There's one, but it's only one. It's the 2-for-2 trade coming through as they want to wide peek this Verdi swing. It is just Verdi falling. In goes that Sage heal, and this spike will be planted. Rustin, with that Headhunter, gets one back the other way. Up goes the Sage, and it's very, very low HP for Effies, who is just sitting on that site. Sonar is shot out as Rustin switches to the Classic to do so. Shots coming through onto Zellsis, who will fall through the wall. Effies is one shot, a well-placed sneezing falls, but he looks at the right time and gets the kill coming through. Nerfed needs to reposition, and he's getting flanked. Oh no, Effies has played this to perfection. The flank comes through. The shots are missed though. Each player could get it. It's Effies to clutch it though.
Excuse me. Almost to their map already, and playing up close to the wall. I mean, trying to be as smart about it. Perhaps even gets one. It's a bit labored, but at least Zellsis goes down, and gun recovered. Spike as well at his feet. This could be a problem now. Whippy turns around at the wrong time, and at least Penny gets a trade, but it's all on 2. Punishment for that one. It's 4-on-3 now. Effies gets a shock dart kill on Verdi, and it's all evened up at the end of the day.
It has to be a retake though. The FLICKBAITERS have been labored with their retakes. We saw it in the previous round. It has to be chosen fights coming through. There's information. Oh, the Headhunter not hitting ahead, just a little bit of body shots. There's the information. The Recon Bolt will find one. Looking for the shots, though. Penny's missing them, and that's the issue. You need to hit these early, and in comes this peak. Around go the FLICKBAITER squad. They all have to swing at the correct time. They all have to get a kill, and it seems like there's one. Rustin only gets one. Effies with the quad to put version 1 within 2 of cleaning out Icebox. Difficulty to do. Redux playing vertical, you're going to look at that raise, playing the long angle, actually looking straight down. Do they check this with the Owl Drone? In goes that Owl Drone, and it will see Redux, who does now have to back out, and that's the issue, but only backs out into the first box. Up goes the Showstopper. He'll find one, but he only finds one. The shots are going to come through. In goes that paint canister, but he will fall just as quickly. The res is there, and in comes this push. So close is Rustin, but he'll fall just as quickly. This push is here, but the FLICKBAITERS are there to meet it.
That was such a good idea, too. Seeing so many people on a screen, but he only gets one off of that. I mean, pretty sure pre-nerf Raze Rocket gets both kills, but nonetheless, this is the Raze we're playing with right now, and unfortunately, there is also another ultimate by Sage to cancel that out. Turns him into a 5 versus 3 after a second entry, and the spike plant. This is going to be so hard for FLICKBAITERS. I don't really see a way of coming back into this. The wall's already been used, so it's not like he can block up the spike plants. And there's 2 people, one above, one below, but Whippy even wins that fight straight up, trying to transfer his nerf, and there's nothing for him to do. Entry. Great start. Redux gets one. would be one of the strongest players inside of version 1, but I don't even know if that's relevant as Zellsis and Penny both chime in with stereo frags. Everyone is doing work. Zander even tagging along, looking to be a team ace to close this map out. Up in mid, though, Zander might end up taking another fight, but no, just push back the Sova with that snake bite. Verno tries to at least find something here, and he doesn't exactly know where this Viper is located. Wants to make his way back onto this B site, but the spike's already been planted. A 2 versus 4 so quickly into the round, and they have to go for this because there's nothing more to be done. They can't save. There are no more runs after this, and in fact, Zander is going to make sure of that as he takes both heads off with the triple kill to finish it off.
If version 1 kicked things off with a great start, they're going to be in such a good position. And there's the great start. They're even looking for more.
No.
Whippy and Zander even getting kills. Redux is being pushed. There's the right click. Looking for more. He gets it as well. Zellsis will fall, and that's the spike put down. Another paint shell put in. Will he get it? No. Zander will shut him down. The Astra diff is there. It's down to just the FlickBaiters Astra as well. It's such a challenging scenario, seemingly at every point. I don't know what they can do. It's a 1 versus 3, and Verno looked okay on Icebox, but a 1 versus 3 to open things up on Split is about as challenging as it gets.
Knife out, so that means he's probably not going to be ready for this player sitting to his hard left unless he's like psychically aware, but there goes the fault line, and this is the one tap. It's
And the retake's being set up, but it has to have some speed.
They're taking their time. They're making sure everything is set up right now, but Effie's has already got a pick. Verno's coming back in with an upgraded weapon, and Zellsis with another, and yeah, it should be fairly clean unless some miracle ends up happening, and there's nothing to be said about it. Redux gets one, and it's a bit awkward, but at least Whippy pulls out the pistol and is able to get the right click onto the final player. Hopefully take their initiative, because we've already got this Raze bouncing all the way to the top of mid. Nerf doing very good to punish right off the bat, and Zander takes a lot of damage as well, but Nerf gets a bit over egregious, I think, and pushes out into that. Zander almost dies to the snake bite in the smoke combo combined, but at least managed to keep his life, and the rest of the team working up into this vent position. Whoopie, very brave. Effie is the one that has the trade, but at least they seem to make their way onto the A site version 1.
It's speed yet again from V1. It's an open plant as well because of the speed they're bringing through. It's a 3 versus 3, and the retake again, the scenario for the EX-FLICKBAITERS. In comes this push. Guiding Light about to go out, but they're not holding the direct angles. It's a crossfire at that. Look at Zander, look at Zellsis, not showing themselves, playing this to perfection. Verdi has to peek both players, but in doing so, it's going to cost them their lives. Zander finds one, and that may be all you need. There's Rustin peeking around, trying to find the kill into Zellsis. Zander still on that upper position, and Zellsis just gets both kills as well.
From FlickBaiters, it shouldn't be very surprising unless there's some miracles. Yeah, like, look at this, like, version 1, they're probably clearing everything so far. They're looking even back towards this heaven position. Hold on a second. Penny and Effie's, they were smart in clearing it together, but both of them actually missed their shots. Not something you've heard very much that we've ended up saying in this matchup, because they really haven't been doing that. But Redux even wins another engagement, and the Whippy and Rustin, no, this should not be possible. Zellsis, he's trying to bring it back, and he almost does just that. Oh my god.
Well, honestly, look at this FlickBaiter squad. In goes just about every piece of utility onto A. There is still Verno in the back of sight. Do they clear this? No, they don't. There's one.
What?
There's a second. Gets the
No
third.
way!
Oh my goodness. Verno goes explosive and locks down the A site. Version 1 are ruined.
They can't get rid of him. He's not even dead. It's been, what, 10, 20 seconds since he's gotten all those kills. Zander just the only one to find anything.
The Astra show on really both sides, but version 1, notably, they still got 4 rounds, and up against the FlickBaiter squad, it's a good, yeah, I you know what I meant, but the FlickBaiter squad, it's a good number. In comes this push, and they finally do decide to go B. In goes the Neural Theft, and down goes this Spike. In goes just about every ultimate that version 1 has, and it's the second to last round. Why not throw him in? Whippy gets one, Zander with another. This round seems all but over. The Viper's pit on the other side is wasted in mid, and this seems like such a difficult scenario. Verno drops, gets one, Nerf with another one back the other way. And version 1 need to lock this down. All 3 players are sitting on the site. This is very vulnerable for all 3. That snakebite could hurt if it hits Whippy, who is already low, but it won't, so they are okay, at least for the time being. Verno lining up this push. Catch a timing, turn around, just go into that smoke and you get a kill. Whippy falls. This one is not over. The decay starts to set in. Zellsis is sitting outside of this Viper's pit and is just waiting for the time to tick. Array, it does in the end, and Zellsis will just peek in. This one is over. The spike will explode. Zellsis stays alive, as does Nerfed. Both Vipers will stay up. Rustin's pushing forward. The flash. Oh no, he flicks, but he only gets one. Whippy's there back the other way. Neural Theft does come through, and here's this push coming on to A. There are two players just waiting here. In comes this push. They're not going to look towards the ramp though. There's one, there's two. Zander lines them up, knocks them down. Zellsis on the ramp as well, gets one of his own. It's down to Verno, 1 versus 4 to give FLICKBAITERS the map, but I just don't think it's going to happen. Zellsis in a good position. Zander with the vertical help. In comes the peek into two different players. Can't get them both. Can't even get either one. Zander with a triple kill on the round.
It won't be that big of a deal, but with both of those aspects combined in this game, A site is just under lock, and you cannot. It's impossible. So they're going up through mid. They don't have a bias round, so they're kind of looking for just whatever they can find. And they're running into this B, which is not actually stacked right now. There's 2 kills from Rustin with a weaker weapon. It's a Guardian. Don't underestimate it, though, because obviously basically a Vandal, but just single shot. So good enough for 2 kills. And even looking for some more. Breach turns from the flash. Effie's knows exactly what's going on. And he gets one of his own. Zander with another. And for the ultimate, but he should be taken out. But no, he's saved by Zander. That is monstrous. And that was a chance for FLICKBAITERS even in this round. Even though they were not really aiming to really win it. Want to do as much damage as possible. And they've done quite a bit. But they would really like to close it out right now. Because if not, version 1 have a real chance of overtime in the next.
I gotta say, Zander in this position is so difficult to clear. The peek's gonna come through, but there's no way you clearly expect it. And it looked like Verno did. It does not matter. Zellsis from behind cleans him out. We're going to a 24th round.
At least keeps him alive. A little bit of pressure. It's understanding that this Raze might not be just stuck there. They have to drop all the way back after the utility. They kind of have the read that this Astro Wall is going to be in play, so there's no help from the teammates. They just play it safe, and Zellsis even gets a pick across the map. That is very, very valuable.
Verno, it's looking like a good play, but the ults are available on the other side. Showstopper and Cosmic Divide, both available. And I was talking about that utility saving. That's exactly what we're seeing here from version 1. They are just waiting to push through. They're waiting for the full team to be here. It's going to be a 5-man retake coming in. Fault line goes through. Everything being put through. In goes a Showstopper. It does not hit. Penny is shot out of midair, but there's 2 frags back the other way. Verno gets 1. It's Rustin and Verno. Verno playing behind this Cosmic Divide. Rustin in front playing behind this main box. The flank is there, though. Effie's is trying to stick this. Can he stick it? Can he get it? Rustin from behind. He gets it to halfway. Tries to stick it through. Doesn't get it. I don't think there's time. I think he's got it. He gets it. We're going to overtime. Nerf drops. Oh no! Penny just pushes through. Does not care. Reston brings 1 back. There's 1 back the other way, but the trade is there just the same. Whippy will get 1 of their own, and here comes this push onto A. There is still that Astra in the back of sight. Verno on the site, just waiting. The iconic play still in the back of our minds. In comes a push, but Zellsis is aware. Needs to clear out the elbow player. Needs to push through. Does just that. There's 1 frag back the other way. Version 1 bringing it back from 12-8 to overtime even 12-12. But the retake has to come through, and the spike has yet to go down. The retake's even going to go through early. In comes this push. They're trying to get this plant before it even goes down. It may not matter, though. Zander gets 1, and in comes this push the other way. Zander with a second to clean it out.
They've really got to find some way backed against the wall to alleviate the pressure on themselves, because they're still defaulting across the map. Rustin's got a teleport away just in case if he needs it, but he's going for some kind of fight, just poking and prodding. Even the flash, good one, but the pick, Redux is playing anti-flash, and he's got already 1 kill. A nade should be good. Whippy, though, gets the kill under Redux before he goes down. That's still very, very valuable, or else it would have been a 5-on-3.
Still possible for version 1 here. The attack is going to be difficult, and they're prepping towards B. Both Vipers on the A side, but the Astra's setting up this B push. Zander's on the back side of it. If you want anybody here, it's Zander. Already 30 frags in this one. Avoids the wormhole. Looking for 1. Gets it. Looks for the second. Gets just that as well. Looks for the third. Doesn't even need it. Penny will knock down Rustin. It's a 1 versus 3. It's only the Viper. It is only nerfed, and you gotta nerf him, but it seems like the rest of the team already has. There's no way back into this. There's only 15 seconds on that clock. The Spike is down. Xander's still alive. This one, Golden Falcon, is all but over. Nerfed has to hold W in, and it will not matter. Xander with a triple kill, and who better to close it out? Version 1 takes Split, and they will move on to the main event single elimination bracket.
Survive.